And Dr. Greg Murphy of North Carolina. Representative, thank you for your time on this. You support tariffs as a tool to take on China. Give me your thought as to why you believe this is a good strategy.
Yeah, Marnie, I think the nation really needs to understand. And I think this, as with time, is occurring more and more. The unfair trade practices that have been pushed towards the United States for many, many, many years, and we just simply haven't done anything about it. Thankfully, we have a president that's willing to level the playing field, and he just wants fair trade, just wants fair trade. You look at all the barriers that China has put up to American goods and services, same thing, Vietnam, India, Japan, et cetera, et cetera. And the president's really just trying to pull things back and say, hey, look, let's make a deal. Let's have your markets opened up to American goods. We'll open up ours to your goods like we always have. There is pain in doing this, but in the end result, we're going to have a much more structurally sound economy rather than one that is plummeting in the amount of our trade deficit.
As you may have heard Kelly mention there is a reprieve on tariffs for electronics. That appears, however, according to the president, to be short-lived. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick said over the weekend devices like smartphones and computers will be covered under tariffs on semiconductors. That could happen, Congressman, in a month or two. Those tariffs fall under the national security umbrella. Why do you believe that is an important distinction?
Well, look at really what semiconductors do as far as they're integral literally in everything that we do in society, in airplanes, in cars, in our phones, in everything. We have to be smart about that. And as the president pointed out, there needs to be some flexibility. This isn't just trying to get hog products into Australia or, getting wheat into another country or other certain goods around. It's something that is important not only for our national economy, but even more importantly, for our national security. We need these things. We don't want to stop that, the flow of those immediately. But again, pulling it back, the president said everything's on the table. Everything's on the table so that we have fair trade coming across.
Staying on the idea of technology for one more moment here, bringing manufacturing of those electronics to the United States would take a lot of time for companies like Apple, for instance. It could raise the cost of something like the iPhone or the computer as well. What would be your response to that? Is that part of the short-term pain folks would and should expect?
Yeah, and I think some of this has been inflamed, by our media. I mean, good Lord, the tariffs have been in place how many weeks? Barely 2 weeks, and we're already saying the inflated prices are due to tariffs. That's nonsense. That's just absolute nonsense. Could this occur? Possibly, very well possibly. But we've also seen a decrease in so many other, we've seen a decrease in eggs, we've seen decrease in gas, and a lot of the inflationary indices. So hopefully it levels out. But again, this is where, I hate to say this, but this is where you have somebody who's sick, they don't know it, but they have to take medicine to get them better. They don't want to, and it may not be something that anybody really enjoys, but it really for the sake of our national security and our national economy, this needs to be done.
A final question for you, Congressman. I want to talk about the SAVE Act. Last week, the House passed a bill that would require proof of citizenship to register to vote in federal elections. You voted yes on this. Explain your support on this issue, and do you see this progressing through the Senate?
Yeah, some folks have said, well, it's really not an issue. Yes, it is an issue. New York tried to say it's okay if you're not a citizen to vote in their municipal elections. Washington, D.C., of all places, said the same thing. In fact, if we had not intervened, as Congress not intervened, people in the Communist Party in China could have voted in Washington, D.C.'s municipal elections. This is something that really is a reaction, sadly enough, to Joe Biden's policies of letting anybody in the country. We want our citizens to have stake in the nation. We want citizens to be the ones who vote for the future of this country. And just making sure that that happens, I believe, is altogether the right thing to do. Will the Senate take it up? You never know what the Senate's going to do. I hope they do, because I know the president will sign it.
All right, Congressman Greg Murphy of North Carolina, thank you, sir, for your time.
Thank you, Marty.